I wanted to talk to you guys and be totally transparent about my hormone journey. Over the last few years, I've experienced low mood, I've been like fatigue, my sex drive has gone down, and just experiencing things that I never expected to experience at my age. And I'm 35. I just didn't want to live like moody for like half of the month. So probably about a year ago now, I decided to go private. I'd been to the GP and I've been talking to them, and everything that I explained, they just looked at my age and listened to what I was saying and said, oh, maybe you're a little bit depressed. And they tried to prescribe me with antidepressants. Now, absolutely no shame with anyone that feels that that's for them, that's absolutely fine. But for me, I thought, I don't feel like I'm depressed. Like, I experienced postnatal depression with one of the kids, and I was like, it just didn't feel right. So I never took that. Just decided to start talking about it a little bit more openly. And I actually spoke to one of the mums down at the kids' school. She was like, I can really relate. And then she had said to me that she had previously seen this doctor who I now go to, and she was amazing. She really listens and all of this stuff. So fast forward, I went to see her and she did full bloods on me. Now, at first the bloods came back and I had low iron, folic acid, so, and my progesterone was low. So at first I was taking iron tablets and folic acid, taking progesterone cream. Now, what a lot of people don't tell you, I had IVF with the children, and because of the different hormones they give you and because of the process, it actually can bring on early peri-menopause or menopause, whatever that is. Now, I haven't actually been diagnosed specifically with that, but the hormones I'm now taking are part of that. So I'm like, am I then? Does that mean that I am in that? I don't know. But if anyone can relate to having the IVF and stuff and you're experiencing this, then that could be why you don't fit into that age category, because it's been brought on quicker than it should have. So I was taking the progesterone and the other tablets, and what I found, which is actually what I found when I had to take progesterone during IVF, was that it made me feel really bloated and I didn't feel good on it. So we knocked that off and we stopped doing that. She then at one point was like, are you looking after yourself? Do you have a healthy, balanced diet? Do you exercise? All of these things. And I was thinking, oh, is this actually going to go anywhere? I had then seen myself loads of videos of people talking about testosterone, and I thought they sound like they had the same problems as me. Maybe I need some testosterone. So after going back and saying I didn't like the progesterone, I'd mentioned to her, listen, I'm just going to tell you that on TikTok I've been seeing some videos, and what was really lovely, she didn't dismiss anything I said, anything that I come with as a suggestion. Obviously, I trust her as a professional, but she listens and she's like, okay. So when I came in and said this about the videos I've been seeing, she was like, right, let's test your levels. So I then had a blood test to test the testosterone levels. With that, let's say for argument's sake, normal levels are between 1 and 10. So when I got my results back, my normal levels was 1. So that is like the lowest they could be, but to be in normal range. So obviously that's not really ideal. We decided to start a progesterone and testosterone cream. Now, the testosterone level that was in the progesterone cream, I hope you're keeping up with me, was just a really low amount. And she was like, we'll catch up in a few months, see how you get on with that. I was using the cream. I didn't really feel like I noticed any difference, and me being me, I was like, oh, whatever, I can't be bothered, and just ignored it. So I didn't go back for about 3 months. Then I was like, right, I know that I need some help, because I went back to it. I was fed up of just feeling low. So I went back and said to her that I didn't notice any difference and I am fed up. I'm at my wit's end. I want to feel good again. She was like, right, let's just do it. Let's just try a testosterone cream. And I was like, anyway, we tried the cream. I have now been on it for 6 weeks. I do feel like my mood is a bit better and I do have more energy, and the libido, as they call it, is definitely better. However, I said to her, today was my checkup, and I said, I do feel better, but I'm still not where I want to be. So do I just do more testosterone cream? Like, what more can I do? And I'd spoken to a few other people, and they have been taking, there's a couple of friends of mine who are currently taking testosterone and estrogen. So I was like, I'm going to mention that today. And I did. And again, she listened. So she said to me that there are 4 hormones that are the feel-good hormone. That is vitamin D, estrogen, testosterone, and progesterone. Now, because my periods are always still normal, like not overly horrendous, nothing concerning about them. So she was like, I'm not going to test your estrogen levels because I know that there's going to be nothing that comes back because your periods are so regular. And I was like, okay, fine. So she was open to upping the testosterone. However, I feel like I've been reluctant to pursue the progesterone because I keep telling her I don't like it. And she was like, listen, your levels were showing that they were low before, and that is one of the feel-good hormones. So let's keep the testosterone cream amount the same, but add the progesterone cream as well. So I feel like that's a good plan. She was like, what I don't want to do is to up your testosterone and give you the progesterone cream, and then we don't know what one it was that actually works. And I thought it's a fair point. Like, for me, I just want something quick. I want a quick fix. Give it to me now. Fix the problem. Let's move on. And I'm learning with this journey, although it's really frustrating, that just trying little bits and small changes at a time to see what works for you, because what works for me might not work for anyone else, is really, really helpful. And I am here for the long term because I really want to get what I need right. And then I just know that I've got it. Now, so I'm waiting for that to be delivered, and I'm going to stay on the same amount of testosterone with the progesterone cream for another 6 weeks, and then I'm going to go back for the 6-week checkup. And she said if you still feel the same and there's not been any improvements, then we'll up the testosterone. But by that point I would have been on the testosterone cream for like 12 weeks, so we'll really have a good idea as to how I'm getting on. So the reason I want to be really open about this is just because if I hadn't have spoken to friends and the mum down the school about my own journey, it wouldn't have helped me. And I think to feel like there is something that you can do and that there could be light at the end of the tunnel is just like amazing. Like, I'm 35. I don't want to live half the month, every single month, feeling miserable and, you know, affecting my relationship and things like that. Like, it's just, you sometimes have to fight for the things that you need, and that is what I'm doing now. Obviously, going private, I am paying for that myself. I believe that maybe if you have health insurance, like private healthcare, which I do have because I'd already been to see her before I got the private health insurance, mine won't cover it. So if you haven't been to the doctor about it before, then maybe I would suggest ringing up your private insurance, seeing if you're covered for it, and seeing if they'll be able to book you an appointment and find someone for you. So for me, I'm self-funding, and it is an expense that I could do without. However, I feel like health is so important, and I would rather cut back on something else or work that bit harder and prioritize my health, because that's only going to make me better in every aspect. So I will keep you posted, and I'm gonna let you know how the journey goes. Like I said, I am feeling a small improvement, but I just want more, don't we all? So I'm gonna let you know how I get on with my creams. I am going away in a few days, so I'm really keeping my fingers crossed that I get my new creams so that I can take them on holiday with me. But I'm just gonna have to keep my fingers crossed. What I will just add actually is that the progesterone cream that I'm being put on, I'm only to use that cream 14 days into my cycle for 14 days. So basically 14 days after I come on, I start using the cream for 14 days and then I come off. So basically 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off around your own cycle. But the testosterone cream I do every day. I hope that that helps people, and if anyone has any questions, I am always open and will always be as honest I can about my journey, because if it can help someone, then fucking great. Like, life's too short to be sat there being miserable, let it affect you, and also to like condition yourself to think that it's just you and that something's wrong with you, and it's not. Like, women's hormones are all different. Just because one woman doesn't hit peri-menopause until they're 45 doesn't mean that at 30 or 35 that you can't. So I am all here for spreading awareness, being vulnerable if it helps someone else. So I will keep you guys updated. Keep your fingers crossed for me and for James, and I'll let you know how it goes.